Hi guys, welcome to Arizona. I'm Michael Carpenter with Italian Design and Racing. This is our holding cell waiting for work to be done and some of our personal cars like this to wait and be enjoyed. So this was a 308 GT2 race car. This car originally was done in 1989. My father commissioned the legendary Bob Wallace to do the suspension, brakes, and engine and transmission work, and then he did the roll cage and body work for the car. And actually 2 cars were commissioned at the same time. This one and another one, which we have in the back of the garage. But these 2 cars were the highest prepped cars that ever came through our shop. This specific car has pretty well stayed original down to the original tech sticker from when it was delivered at Watkins Glen in 1990. And so it's a pretty well preserved car. It actually won the South Atlantic SCCA Championship in GT2 in 2007. So it stays pretty well competitive even by today's standards, being 30 plus years old. So this is a 1988 Lamborghini LM002 that's in for a pretty special conversion. We bought a L900 Formula One marine motor when we started building our LM002 about 7 years ago, and we bought it thinking that we may put it in our LM since it was missing a motor, but we decided to go a little bit more practical and utilitarian use, and we put a Cummins turbo diesel in ours. So we had this motor left over about 6 months ago. We ended up putting it, our marine motor, on Bring a Trailer. Slime Motors in Chicago ended up buying it from us, and they asked us, since they knew that we had an LM, how realistic putting the marine motor in one was. And so now they shipped this out to us, and we are starting to do all of the prep work right now, and 3D scanning the motor, building an adapter plate to go to an automatic transmission for it, and trying to make everything a compartmentalized swap as much as we can, so that we can do a few more of these. A cool little fun fact about the LM is the sand air filter. It's designed to suck the air in, and it spirals the air and lets the sand kind of just settle in the bowls, and then sucks the fresh air then through a filter into the carbureted manifold. So this is my 67 912 Porsche. I actually bought, this is the second one that I had. The first car I bought was a 65, and it was a pretty rusted out car. And I've been running my own business since I was 10 years old. Which is what has kind of funded my first car until I came into my more professional mechanic career. But this car I bought shortly after we decided that the original one was too rusty, and have pretty well restored it since. Had big hopes and dreams to drive it while I was in high school, but never had the opportunity. And so of course, growing up, all my friends were like, oh yeah, you have a Porsche. And you know, half the people don't believe you when you can never drive it. But you know, today it's a lot more enjoyable, and it's a car that I've owned the longest. So that's a continual enjoyment, kind of bittersweet at times, but you know, it's if it was easy, everybody would have one.
Yeah.
So this is the other sister Wallace car. So each of these have a little kind of neat story on them, or at least for originality's sake. The car in the front has a lot more, it has the original motor in it still, and a lot of the original interior bits and everything are all the same, whereas this car has the original paint work, whereas that's been painted. But this has a fuel-injected 308 4-valve, quattro valve motor in it, and so it's got modern fuel injection on it now. And this is the car that I'm gonna set up for the shop to keep long-term, since I definitely can drive it and beat on the car a lot more, and if I blow up the motor, it's not the once-in-a-lifetime Wallace motor. Yeah, at the other shop, that's our main location, where all the magic happens. All of our 3D modeling, reverse engineering, manual machining, hand fabrication work. We do a little bit of everything from very old school panel beating with an English wheel, sandbag, up to carbon fiber work and 3D printing such as this. And we've got a P4 that was all built on a 1990 348 with a proper Ferrari chassis. It's got a Ferrari 360 motor and transmission in it. We have some 308, 328 conversions with our 288 GTO style bodywork in the shop. Peter Monteverdi's first Ferrari that he ever built. So we have some really cool projects to show you out there, and let's go.